Sharn, you're my best friend, my mentor, my playmate, confidant, and my greatest challenge. But most importantly, you're the love of my life.
Russell, as I marry you today in front of our family and friends, I want you to know that I love you completely.
Something that I'll never forget.
I now pronounce you husband and wife together. You may kiss your bride.
She'll be perfect. Considering there's only an hour left until everyone will be here.
This is Sharn McNeill.
Probably just a bit of food prepping.
She is 31 years old.
Okay.
The nerve cells that control the way she walks, moves, speaks, swallows and breathes are dying. Sharn has motor neurone disease, but MND couldn't have found a tougher woman to pick on.
A good thing to help others out. If you can approach any life challenge with the right attitude, then I think it makes for a better world.
Special woman. Give me a hug.
Thank you.
Sharn grew up in Wollongong. Doctors aren't sure if her MND is genetic or if it's been triggered by a virus or some kind of toxin in the environment. She was an active kid, and early on, Sharn worked out that her purpose in life was to help others. She trained as a nurse, eventually ending up at Sydney's St George Hospital, working in the children's emergency ward.
I just thrived on it and I just loved it, and the thought that you can help other people and in some fortunate cases you can save their life, it's so rewarding.
And how are you going today? You all right, love?
Yeah, no, I'm all right.
Sharn always puts everyone before herself. She always has.
Speaking of caring, she took care of you for a while there.
Mm-hmm.
Just tell me about that.
Stephanie Thompson is one of Sharn's closest friends. When Stephanie was diagnosed with cancer, Sharn helped nurse her through a year of chemotherapy.
Thanks for doing that last week.
Yeah, the biggest thing for me was losing, losing your hair and all that stuff, and I held on as long as I could. But one night I rang her and I said, I need you to come and shave it off. Let's get rid of it. So she got back in a car. She arrived at my house and at the door, and I opened it, and there she's with a bowl of champagne and clippers going, let's do it. So that's what Sharn's about. You celebrate every part of your life, including losing your hair.
And when Stephanie's cancer went into remission, Sharn encouraged her to celebrate by dressing up in pink and running a triathlon together.
I love it, love it. So I would say it's one of my passions.
A little.
But her biggest passion is Russell.
Love you.
Love you.
They met 16 years ago
More.
when she signed up to be a volunteer firefighter.
Russ, what were your first impressions?
Yeah, Russ.
Yeah, she was actually going out with someone at the time, so sort of
He
weasered my way,
tried.
weasered my
He
way in.
tried.
So yeah, it all worked out in the end.
Russell's a paramedic who very quickly found himself lovesick. First, they travelled the world. Then, they got married.
And had a silver service dinner out under the stars. What a romantic.
It was 4 years ago, and life was good.
At this point in your lives, what were your hopes and dreams as a couple?
The goals were a couple of half Ironmans, my full Ironman, and then babies. That was my plan.
But before babies, there were those IRONMANs to complete. And offering to help her was Craig Gruber. Craig works with Russ. He's his best mate and was his best man at their wedding. He was also one of the first to notice something was wrong with Sharn. It was 2012 and they just finished training.
We got back from the ride and I noticed, Sharn said her foot had gone to sleep. She was sort of limping.
The muscles weren't quite working right, and I thought, oh, must be muscular.
And close your eyes, but keep your arms where they are.
Sharn was worried enough to see a neurologist at St George Hospital where she worked. He started documenting her movements.
Turn around, Sharn.
And as the weeks progressed, so did Sharn's symptoms. After 8 months of tests, Dr. Matar confirmed the worst. Sharn had motor neurone disease, or MND. It was July last year.
It is a relentless disease and a devastating disease.
MND is attacking and destroying the nerve cells that carry instructions from Sharn's brain to the muscles in her body. There's no known cause, no known cure.
What is your prognosis?
Well, the doctors, they never like to give you an exact number, but according to the textbook, it's 2 to 5 years of life. I've got time.
Yeah, but you had time with this one too.
It has been known as the disease where you basically watch yourself die. The final stages really come with respiratory failure. That's usually the end of the story. So.
Yeah, because we know what to expect. Just straight away I thought, the one person I want to save, I'll never be able to save.
One of the big goals that you had was to have children.
Well, it's still a dream, so it never fades.
I'd be proud, like, if we had a child and it's turned out to be half of what Sharn is.
He's got enough love in his heart that if I wasn't here, I know that a baby would get all the love it ever needed. Good morning. Hey, how are you? Good.
For as long as she could, Sharn kept working.
I thought there will be a time where I can't do this anymore. So I'm gonna go to work as many days as I can and do what I love until I can't. Let me check how big your heart is. Shall we have a listen?
People ask me,
Oh my goodness, it's so big.
is she really okay? I'm like, what you see is what you get. She's really that good.
In November last year, Sharn's friends got together to help raise money to fund her treatment and a search for a cure. And they weren't the only ones helping. Her training partner, Craig, had a big idea. Just before the fundraiser, he came to see her.
A month ago, I get an unexpected visit from Craig Gruber saying he wanted to talk to me about something a bit heavy. He said to me, I want to help you fulfill your lifelong dream. We looked at each other. I knew exactly what he meant. He's He said, I want to do the Ironman with you. If we train right, I will tow you in the swim, a mere 3.8 kilometres. I will pull you in the ride, just a short 180 kilometres. And I will run and push you in a marathon, 42 Ks.
Yeah, I just said, look, I want to take you around Ironman. I want to give you the chance to get your finishers medal. Sharn McNeill, you are an Ironman. Perfect.
And so began months of training.
Yeah, I wasn't born with big quads for nothing.
The commitment of Sharn and Craig was tested, but never broken.
Not on the time.
Yet, as much as she pushed her body, Sharn couldn't control what MND was doing to her.
Yeah, you feel all right?
Yeah, I'm good.
On the last day of last year, she served her last nursing shift at St George Hospital. Less than a year ago, this was Sharn.
Playing the piano.
Now, the same exercises.
Can you pretend you're playing the piano with both hands quickly?
She's about to undertake something special, an Ironman in Cairns. Is this appropriate for someone in her condition?
I think it's an absolutely brilliant thing that she's doing, regardless of her diagnosis. Now just follow my finger. I think it's given her something to strive for. It's a wonderful thing.
I've always loved a challenge.
This is some challenge, this one.
Oh, yeah.
The Ironman, the big race gets underway. How are the nerves now?
Yeah, nervous.
It's performance day.
The gun goes off, nerves are gone.
We've trained for this for so long.
Enjoy every second of it.
It's amazing.
The crowds are cheering you on.
Let's get this thing done.
Awesome.
Just before the Cairns Ironman, Sharn, her husband Russ, their friends and family got together for a pre-race barbecue.
I appreciate you coming here, and yeah, I'm just grateful to have you all in my life, and
You're on.
sorry.
You're on. You're on.
It's okay.
It's okay.
The race is now less than a week away.
You guys will get me through it, so bring on Cairns. Can't wait.
We'll be there.
Yeah.
Cheers.
IRONMAN. Cheers, everyone. The family.
The Ironman, the big race gets underway. Look, conditions are looking pretty challenging at the moment. We've got the 3,000 competitors that will hit the water in Palm Cove.
We can do this, we can get through it. And that's how we had to look at it. If I thought anything else, that would be our race shot.
It's performance day. I mean, we've trained for this for so long.
How are the nerves now? Because I am nervous for you.
Yeah, nervous. What are you?
The first stage is the 3.8 kilometre ocean swim. Sharn is on a kayak attached by rope to Craig. At 7:55 a.m, the longest day begins.
The gun goes off and, yeah, 5 strokes. Nerves are gone. Let's get this thing done.
Excitement, complete trust and faith in him, and confidence.
Sharn is not only battling the rain and the cold, she's also battling MND, the motor neurone disease, shutting down her body.
Over time, of holding myself upright. Yeah, I got quite tired and I could feel my neck muscles giving way. So, yeah, I was having to lie back just for a rest.
It's about 150 metres off the beach. That's 3.8 k's in the ocean in a little over an hour.
As we got closer to the beach, I thought, well, we're home and hosed on this first leg.
They make it to the beach. The final time for the swim leg is 1 hour and 11 minutes, and there are so many more hours to go. But as she is taken to the start of the bike leg, if Sharn didn't already know it, she soon realises she's not alone. Cheers from the Sharnie Army inspire her.
I saw an army of pink wigs of all those spectators.
The roar, it was amazing. It's like nothing I've ever been involved in.
Enjoy every second of it. Okay, I love you. Stay safe, okay?
Yeah.
All right, go.
Sharnie, guess what, mate? What? 10 metres and we're buckled this hill. Woo! You beauty. Yeah. Well done.
The course heads north from Cairns to Port Douglas. Once there, they must head out of town, then back again twice before returning to Cairns.
Easy does it.
At first, the kilometres race by.
Hey, Sharnie, how was that reception at the turnaround? Yeah. Awesome.
Then
Come
the
on.
problems begin.
I heard a noise. We'd hit some glass.
Oh, sorry, mate. How did we get a flat?
Tyre change, medications are taken, and we're back into the race.
Let's do this.
It's the first of 3 flat tyres. Now they're falling behind on time. Punctured tyres and tired legs.
My legs are just saying to me, you know, give it up, mate.
Breathe.
Come on, Susie. Help me, love. Come on, Susie. Come on, mate.
I'm calling on everyone. I'm calling on my wife. I'm calling on my kids. Sharn's yelling out at me.
To avoid disqualification, Sharn and Craig have to finish the 180 kilometres within 8 hours and 51 minutes. At this rate, they won't make the cut-off.
Time is our enemy right now. We cannot afford to lose any more time.
Come on, Annie. Come on, Susie. Help me, help me.
Get to Cairns. We've just got to get there. Do not give up on me. We've got to get to that line.
Good job, Craig. There was no option of quitting. It was unbelievable.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
After 120 kilometres with 60k to go and a marathon still to run, Craig and Sharn give it everything.
Oh, Sharn. Oh, well done, Sharnie.
Together, they conquer the toughest hill.
Well done, Sharnie.
Good job, Craig.
It's now 3:40 p.m. They have to reach Cairns by 6:08 or be disqualified. On their current pace, they won't make it.
I just was in the mindset of get to Cairns. Get to Cairns. We've just got to get there. We've got to get to that line. We've got to cross that line.
They pick up the pace.
This is 170.
Mate, 170. 10K to go.
You got over an hour to get into town. You're gonna make it. You're gonna do it.
Unreal, mate. You know why? Because that girl at the back, she pushed me up those hills all day. All day. We've been on this bike now for somewhere close to 8 hours, maybe more. She's just done what it's had to be done. That's it.
Day becomes night.
Let's finish it off, guys.
They're on the final stretch, but the clock is ticking.
We are so close.
And then the finish line.
I knew our cut-off time was after 6 o'clock. Don't know if we made it. I don't know. I don't know. Have we made it? Are they going to pull us out of the race right now?
They cross with 8 minutes to spare. But the race is far from over. There's still the little matter of a marathon to be run, at night and in the bitter cold.
I am freezing. I am wet right through. I'm soaked through to the bone. I had a fair bit of pain in my muscles and cramping. My joints were aching.
She said to me, "You do not give up on me. You do not pull me out of this race unless I'm unconscious." So she wasn't unconscious, so I wasn't going to pull her out now.
Ahead is 42 grueling kilometres, with Craig pushing Sharn almost every inch of the way. And not one member of the Sharni army has left.
Every time we needed them, they were there for us. There's something else.
There was no option of quitting. There was no thought that even entered my mind that we weren't going to do it.
Just after midnight, the final 100 metres stretches before them.
I had played through that moment in my mind, in my dreams, for 9 months.
Are you ready to walk?
Yeah! I knew from the beginning I wanted to walk in whatever capacity I could at that time down that finishing chute.
This is what Ironman racing is all about. Enjoy this. Enjoy every minute of it.
A surreal feeling to be standing there with the music pumping, the crowds are cheering you on, the lights are flashing, the commentators screaming your name. It was unbelievable, and I wanted to soak up that moment for me and for us.
I just felt so happy for Sharn. It was oozing out of me, my happiness for her.
And there, waiting at the finish line, the proudest man on earth, her husband, Russ.
I have lived a dream. I have lived it today.
Couldn't ever be prouder.
Oh, well done, Russ.
What next? Well, whatever treatment or trial option there is available for me, that's my new Ironman. I mean, we have to get a cure for this disease. We have to. That's my new challenge, my next challenge, and I'll do it just how I did the Ironman.
Sharn McNeill, you are an Ironman.